Just about 16 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Now, Recyclethon is back. This is an initiative which seeks to educate and encourage the local population of all ages about recycling. And so the Rotaract Club of Central Port of Spain is actually having this competition which seeks to encourage people to implement good recycling practices. And so joining me this morning is the Vice President Community Service Director at the Rotaract Club of Central Port of Spain, Ms. Krista Cooks. Also joining me is the Sustainability Officer at Answer Packaging and Carib Glassworks Limited, Ms. Giselle O'Grandison, and also Communication Specialist at Swimcall, Ms. Selma Ellie. Ladies, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having us.
I love this panel, just ladies all around. I feel the sisterhood. Now, Krista, I'm going to start with you first. Tell us about the Rota Recyclers project. What are you guys all about?
So the Rota Recyclers is basically a two-part initiative that has a social media campaign and a Recyclethon competition. So the social media campaign is just a month long of promoting recycling in Trinidad and Tobago, the processes, how it's done, to get the public involved basically. And the Recyclethon aspect is a competition where we ask the general public to collect as many recyclables, whether it be glass, plastic, Tetra Paks, and aluminum, to collect it over the month-long period, and you can win cool prizes for it.
Nice. Now, this is the third year of the competition. Tell us how it's going to be executed and what makes this year so different.
So this year, we try to include schools. So the past years, we didn't have any school going on because of the COVID-19 situation. Now schools are reopened, so we decided, you know what, let's involve them in the recycling process. So what we decided, working with Carib Glass and Swimcall, we'll be doing presentations in the schools. We have selected, I think it's 4 primary schools and 5 secondary schools. We'll be working with them. They'll be partaking in the competition. They'll have their own prizes to look forward to, but their aspect is more to promote so that the younger generation would start recycling from now.
Yeah. And is it going to be where you have to, for example, register your team or register the group of people and then start recycling stuff?
With the general public, yes.
Yeah, nice.
So it's solely 2 parts. You have the school and the general public aspect.
Okay, nice. So I'm going to come to you, Giselle, because I'm wondering, how does the competition impact your company, or has it impacted your company?
So yeah, this is our 3rd year partnering with them, and when they came to do it in the first year, we were like, of course, yeah, because this is what we do. With regard to impact, I would say it's more like a holistic support, because glass, everybody will assume, but it's the truth, glass is 100% recyclable. And that means you could literally take the glass from out of the lavas or the landfills and put it back into the process to make new glass. You don't need anything else. So that being, they partnering with us, or we partnering with them, sorry, has been something that we really look forward to. And I think the camaraderie and just getting everyone involved, nationally, schools included, it just makes everything really worthwhile, because if we really pay attention and we really care about the environment and we really want to try, we'll be able to just enjoy this whole process, just enjoy it.
Selma, I mean, I see the joy on Giselle's face in terms of the impact this is having on the company. And I know Swimcall is all things recycling. So how did you partner with the Rotaract Club and everybody else who got on board?
Well, for us, it was a no-brainer. Our strategic goal is to divert waste from the landfill. We are running out of space. But more importantly, we're talking about sustainability. Like my colleague said here, we're looking at taking material that would have been discarded and bringing it back and making something new out of it. And that's where we need to think, that's where we need to focus. What the Rotary Club has done is open it out and bring it to their community and to bring it to schools and to other persons who want to win stuff for doing the correct thing. It's a win across the board.
Yes.
And so that's why it's important for us. We're talking about sustainability, we're talking about taking care of the environment, we're talking about the future, because we have gone to some of those schools and the children are interested in it, they are excited about it, and of course they are able to identify what types of material are recycled. And of course we're going to partner with Carib Glass, like she said, glass is an eighth, which means that it loses no value. So we're not just looking at glass, we're also looking at plastic bottles, Tetra Paks, and aluminum. This is a win across the board. It is.
I think we just sold this here.
Yeah. I mean, for those who are listening, I think they want to get started now. So in terms of registration, how do people go to register?
So they can go to our Facebook, our IG page, which is Rotary Club of Central Port of Spain. When you go, there's basically instructions listed out on how to. You gather your 5 persons, you got your what we call a best name and a best slogan. You have your name, your slogan, and there's a link in our bio on Instagram, and on Facebook the link is in the post itself. You'll see the link, you click it, you register. The registration is fairly simple. It's a normal Google form. You pay your $250 and
that's it.
Yeah.
So is $250 going to guarantee you 1 bag or as many bags as you can collect and
as
bring?
many as you can collect within the month period.
Right. And so when we turn these over to the Rotary Club, what do you guys do with it at the end of it?
We turn it over to them.
Yes. This is somebody's ladies coming.
So the materials comes to us.
Yeah.
Of course, the glass will go to Carib, and the plastic comes to Swim Call. We break it down, and we start the process again.
Wow.
Remember, it's sustainability. We're closing the loop. We're talking circular economy. We're talking fun because we outside. You understand?
Finally, after 2 years, we outside.
With my besties, we outside. And we saving the planet. Listen, I win already.
Now, Giselle, in terms of the importance of this, why do you think the public should pay greater attention? Now, it seems obvious, right? Save the planet.
Yeah.
But what else we can use as a driving force to get people on board with this project?
Sure. So I would say 2 main things. One would be that recycling saves energy. So any process of making glass, making plastics and aluminum, etc., it saves the energy in the process. So that means you don't have to, you can look at your greenhouse gas reductions, etc. It definitely, another thing is that you reduce the use of raw materials. Well, from my case, from a glass perspective, it means that once we have, because in our process, we currently use about 50 to 60% of recycled glass, which is what we call cullet in the plant. And that goes into our process of making new glass. And that means we can reduce the use of actual raw materials like sand, silica sand, and all the other materials we use, which is not much. So I would say those 2 key things, and the most important one, as my colleague would have mentioned as well, is that we are running out of space, so it actually helps take away the space of all the materials that are going to the landfill. And of course, saving the planet. Why? Like, that should just be it. That should just be it.
Not just, I'm hearing the process that you're talking about, and so I'm wondering about the sanitizing that goes into the bottles, right? Because of course people use bottles for many different things other than to drink stuff or whatever. And I'm guessing that they have a very, very strict sanitization process when they start doing the remaking of these glass bottles.
Yes, it goes through a whole filtering system. Right. It's broken up, they clean it, they remove labels, everything like that. And it's sanitized to go back into the process. And I know SwimCall has their whole entire process.
Yes.
Same with our PTE line. Actually, the resin that comes out of the end is of 99.9% purity.
Good.
So, yeah.
Just want to put that in there as a plug. I like that the Rotaract was actually aiming for the primary school children and the general population. And I know that SwimCall has some school tours that they also do as well. Tell us about it.
So over the last couple of years, we have been able to interact with over 100,000 students. So we're talking from preschool to tertiary education. And I know it's a big gap, but you can break it down. And we have seen persons in preschool be able to identify plastic and glass. We've had persons in primary school not only be able to identify, but also identify where the raw materials come from and how that affects our environment. We've also had persons in secondary and tertiary school come up with projects on how they can close the loop, and how they can inculcate the circular economy into it. The point I'm making is this. We have a generation of people who understand the value of what we're doing, and that's what we're aiming to do. We have younger persons who understand that this world is going to be theirs. And it is our collective responsibilities to gear them in that direction, to provide them with all of those things.
Mindset, Selma? Because, for example, there are people who are like, listen, I don't have time to separate plastic from bottles or whatever, everything going in one bin, we're putting that out for the truck, and they come and collect it. How do we promote that mindset change in terms of encouraging it? And is there the service available for you to put plastic separate from a glass bottle, separate from all your other trash outside for the men to collect?
So let me answer your last question first. In Trinidad and Tobago, we do not separate our waste. We have single stream recycling. We have it real nice, which means that you can put all of your recyclables in one bag.
Right.
You put your glass, your plastic, your aluminum cans, and your Tetra Pak in one bag that is not black.
Right.
That bag is collected either from the regional corporations that offer curbside recycling. You can find an IKEA bin and you can put your items there. You do not have to separate it the way that we see other people doing it.
Yes.
We have it easy, yeah? That's the first part. The second part is once you start to do that, you would automatically realize that your waste becomes smaller. You are minimizing your waste. When you understand that, and you understand how what you do helps. And it does not just help the environment, because we say it like it's this big arbitrary thing. It helps the landfills by diverting waste. It helps you by saving some of the money that would have been used to run the landfill. It also creates opportunities for jobs, new products. We can also talk about the recycling industry. This is not just something that is separate. This is a part in the loop. It helps us all. It helps us in terms of making sure we have a clean and safe environment. If you do not have these items lying around, then there's a less likely chance of flooding or contamination that can affect you. We're looking at health, we're looking at finances, we're looking at the circular economy, we're looking at waste diversion, we're looking at saving the planet. We're looking at Trinidad and Tobago. This is us, outside nice. People, if they do not recycle and they continuously litter, then we would have flooding issues, which costs us money.
Exactly, which is what we are seeing happening
exactly.
Now, if it is that you just listen to Selma and you're not convinced, I don't know what will convince you, but I guess the start would be the Recyclethon competition,
Of
right?
course.
Now, the competition, is there a certain date that you can register by? Is there a deadline? And you keep talking about these prizes. What are some of these prizes?
So I'll answer the first question. The deadline is the 6th of November. Registration closes then. Prizes. So the schools, they are either getting, well, they can choose.
Right.
They can choose a sponsored bench area, or they can get a mural done. For the general public, first prize is a weekend stay at a beach resort. Second prize, each team member gets a tablet. And third prize, they're getting a day pass at Five Islands Water Park.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
yeah.
Now, did you partner with, apart from these companies here, did you partner with other corporate sponsors to assist with this project?
Yes, we are supported by Massey, and we're also supported by IKEA.
Yeah, this is one of those projects where it seems so obvious and yet no one thought about it. I mean, what was the whole reasoning going into this project, even 3 years ago?
So 3 years ago, I was finance and community at that time, and they basically was like, we need to save the environment. What can we do to save the environment? I called Nadia, who is from IKEA, and I called Giselle, and I was like, hi, I have an idea, help. And they were like, okay, let's see how we can tweak this. And the three of us came together, and that's how Recyclethon was born.
Wow, it sounds amazing. Lady, let me thank you so much for coming in. Ladies, just give me quickly the social media handles people can go to get more information about this project.
Sure. On IG and Facebook is the same thing, Rotary Club of Central Port of Spain.
Nice. Ladies, thank you so much. Krista, Giselle, Selma, who's always here, thank you so much for coming in and sharing about the project, and all the best, of course, in the future. All right? And that was the Recyclethon competition. Don't forget to go to the Rotary Club of Central Port of Spain to find more information about the project. Stay with us, because up next we have Shamla with Unique Not Different. Stay with us.